Hi everyone, my name is Tom and 10 years old. Today I'll talk about science in lesson 96 in 4th grade. And first, I will review about the Earth's structure and the North Pole, South Pole, and the equator is a latitude line. These are longitude and these are latitude. And this is the northern hemisphere, and this is the southern hemisphere. And the soil horizons have 4 layers. The first layer of the soil is humus. It is made by dead leaves and twigs, and if it is a deciduous forest, then the layer of humus would be thicker. And if it is a coniferous forest, then the layer of humus would be very thin. And the next layer is the topsoil. The best topsoil is called loam, and loam consists of sand, silt, and clay. The topsoil have mostly sand the subsoil have mostly sand because it is near to the Earth's crust. Its mantle. And the bedrock is the last layer, which is the layer that touches magma. And it is the bedrock. And the bedrock is made of rocks that are pushed down together to form a shield for the Earth. And no one has even dug under the bedrock. These are an example of the folded mountains, and the Himalayas was a folded mountain. The folded mountain is pushed up by 2 plates, and the plates would have pushed soft rock up to form mountains. 4 block mountains are mountains that form with 2 plates, but they form in a different way. First, two plates crash into each other. Then one of the plates acts like a slide and is pushed down, while the other takes the slide and slide up. And this is the fault. It is where 2 plates meet. And this is the San Francisco fault in California, which once caused the San Francisco earthquake and its fires. This is the focus, and this is the epicenter. The volcano's opening is called vent. This is lava, and this is magma. Some of the igneous rocks are pumice, obsidian, and granite. And some sedimentary rocks are sandstone, limestone, and shale. Metamorphic rocks are rocks that have changed with the heat and the pressure applied to it. Slate was once shale, but it hardened into slate, and it is what we use to write on today, and with chalk. And marble was once limestone, and marble was useful to make many special buildings and monuments. And today I will talk about the Earth's energy sources. There are some words to remember. They are fossil fuels, non-renewable energy, renewable energy, hydropower, and natural resource. And fossil fuels are really some kind of things like coal and oil that we found under the earth. And these are called fossil fuels because they are formed, they are made from dead plants and animals that have been pressed and apply heat and pressure to it. And evolutionists believe that it took millions of years to make coal, but creation scientists discovered that they could make coal in a short time in their laboratory. And creation scientists believe that coal could have formed, and people all over the world use many amounts of coal. And there would have to be some producer for the coal, but there's a massive amount of coal that the people can use. And creation scientists believe that it formed in the flood, where everybody was under the flood. At that time, many of the dead plants and animals would have been pressed together to make coal. And fossil fuels are non-renewable energy, while renewable energy are energy that we have from nature, not from the ground. And non-renewable energy, some kind of non-renewable energy would be coal, gasoline, oil, and other things. When we use gasoline, it will probably end up being emptied in the gas tank. But you couldn't just pick up the gas molecules and put it down back in the gas tank. But you need to refill it, and you cannot make it to be new. While renewable energy, like the sun, never end. The sun is as long as God sits in the throne, the sun will be there. And we know that God always sits in the throne. And another type of renewable energy is water. You could actually make some things out of sunlight, like using solar panels, and make it into electricity. And water is also a renewable energy. Water comes by the water cycle, and there will not be water ending. And then the water could be used as hydropower. And there was a dam called the Hoover Dam, and it supports 3 different states. Not all of the 3 states, but all the 3 states need supply on them. And there are some natural resources, such as coal, diamond, jewels, and other types of rocks. And I will read Earth's energy sources. Because of the flood, a new kind of energy source was stored away. For some time, no one knew about this kind of energy or had a use for it. Eventually, people began using fuel found deep underground. By the 1800s, coal was used for many things, such as powering steam locomotives, Oil and natural gas help to light homes and streets. Coal, oil, and natural gases are sources of energy called fossil fuels because of the way they are formed. Fossil fuels are buried in the bedrock. The pressure of weight and heat turn all the remains of the living organisms, such as plants and animals, into fossil fuels we use today. Coal is a type of sedimentary rock that is formed from living things instead of minerals. This sedimentary layering and hardening is very similar to what we see in sedimentary rock formation. Scientists who believe in evolution claim that coal was formed in swamps, like the Florida Everglades, over millions of years. That plant matter settled to the bottom of the swamp, and without oxygen, it cannot decompose like the plants do. After some time, the plant matter turns into material called peat. Those same scientists believe that the peat hardens and turns into coal after millions of years. Organic material traces, such as dead plants, simply need the right conditions to be made into coal. Those conditions include the removal of oxygen and the addition of enough heat and pressure. Did you notice which of the condition is not listed, but it is the part of the evolutionist theory? It does not take millions of years or even a long time to make coal. Scientists can make coal in a laboratory in a very short time. Though we do observe that peat is forming in swampy areas, there is not enough heat or pressure for it to become coal. Most creation scientists believe that coal formed because of the flood. The rapidly changing environment could have provided the right conditions for coal to form. People have been using fossil fuels in small amounts for thousands of years and large amounts for over 200 years. You might be wondering how there could be this much fossil fuel in the world for people to use. Before the flood, the land on Earth was filled with vegetation. Fossil records indicate the Earth's climate was much more tropical than it is today. There were types of giant trees and plants which do not grow today. Remember that the flood was global. A massive amount of plant and animal remains would have made fossil fuels we use today. Non-renewable energy sources. Fuel sources need to be burned to release energy. As fuel energy converts to heat energy, it can give other things the power to work. Many vehicles depend on fuel to burn for energy. Fossil fuels are used. As fossil fuels are used, they are burned up and cannot be used again. There is such a great amount of fossil fuel in the world that it would take a long time to burn them all up. However, once they were all gone, they will not be replenished. This is one of the reasons scientists try to find ways to use other energy sources. Another concern that some scientists would have is the release of carbon into the air when fossil fuels are burned. Some believe that the carbon is harmful to the Earth's hemisphere. Others do not. Fossil fuels are non-renewable energy sources because they cannot be used again. God has so wisely given us non-renewable energy sources as well. Renewable energy sources as well, which cannot be depleted or used up. Energy sources like wind, water, and solar energy will not run out as long as the Earth remains. renewable energy sources. The wind's energy can be used to do work. Long ago, people used the wind energy to sail a large ship across the ocean. Many people still enjoy sailing for pleasure. Windmills use the wind's energy to provide power for machines. Windmills help collect wind energy. A windmill works when a wheel is driven by the wind turns a shaft. The shaft is connected to a machine that can do the work. Since the wind does not always blow at a constant speed, windmills cannot be used if it is a steady supply of power is needed. Windmills are still used today in some places to grind grain and to pump water into storage tanks, but they are mostly used to generate electricity or electrical energy. Water is filled with energy. When it is moving, it has the power to rotate a water wheel. We call that water energy hydropower. Water dams are a way of collecting water energy that can be changed or converted into electrical energy. Areas of California, Nevada, and Arizona all use the Hoover Dam's hydropower to make electricity to power cities. The sun is the Earth's main source of light and heat energy. In fact, other energy sources can be traced back to the sun's energy in some way. Wind currents happen because of the sun. The water cycle depends on the sun energy. Even fuel energy can be traced back to the sun's energy. Fossil fuels will not be buried deep inside the earth if they were not for living things as they were once before the flood. Solar panels can collect the sun's energy and convert it into electrical energy. Some people have solar panels on their home. There are communities that have large solar fields of panels to collect enough energy for many people. Caring for the Earth's resources. God has provided us with many natural resources. A natural resource is a material found in or on the earth which is helpful to people. When you think of other natural resources we have already studied, God has given us the water sources, soil, and minerals which make metals, rocks, and gems. We are blessed with an atmosphere of life-giving gases. Our planet is filled with a variety of food. God has given us many energy sources to power our homes, vehicles, and electronic device. Our biblical view of stewardship and conservation encourages us to care for and manage the resources God has entrusted to us. We use the natural resources. We are thinking of our own God who provides for our every need. Fossil fuels are found deep in the earth. Fossil fuels are made of organic matter. A non-renewable energy source would be coal. A renewable energy source would be wind. The Earth's main source of light and heat energy is the sun. A natural source is water. And that's all what I want to talk in this science lesson today. Thank you for listening and watching. Goodbye.